Man, I just looked at me and said, you look like you him. What you doing? I am.
Run up for this bitch. Miss her. Yeah.
These niggas talking out of their neck, pull no coughing out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat. Hey, let's get it, bro. BOT, money, power, respect. The last one is better. Say yes and let it goofy spurt check. I mean,
for 8 years, going on 8 years. This will be my 8th year.
Wow, look at that. That is a lot of experience.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dear Woke Christian. Dear Woke Christian says, Miss Bumpus, have you ever had a witness that's this difficult? Number one. And number two, have you been able to steer back into calm waters praying for your hearing? Have you had a witness that's this difficult that just fights you on every single thing? And if you've had difficult witnesses, how do you get them back on track?
I have never had a witness this difficult. Never.
Wow.
And I mean, I can't speak to this. It's like I said, it's like this situation is unprecedented. So it's not really anything that I can compare it to. I mean, there's so many defendants, there's so many witnesses, there's so much going on. And it's just really kind of all you can, you just have to be consistent, stand your ground, and keep going, keep pressing through. That's all you can do.
Now, let me ask you this. You know, theoretically, in theory, there's supposed to be a difference in how the defense attorneys approach a case versus the prosecutors, right? It seems like the defense attorneys are there to win, and they are there to get their client off or to get a better result in some way. Whereas prosecutors typically are not supposed to be focused on winning. They are supposed to be focused on seeking justice, right? And so if you have a client that's this difficult, a client that is fighting back so much, why is it, would you say, as a prosecutor, why would you not say, well, if this witness, my star witness or a star witness in this case, feels this strongly and is so uncooperative, why don't I just drop the whole thing? Why is it, like you were saying, that if you have someone that's just doesn't want to go through with it, why do you need to try to corroborate their testimony? Why not just drop it based on them not wanting to proceed forward?
I mean, are you saying drop the whole case or just move on to the next witness?
Drop whatever, not necessarily the whole case, especially in a case this big. But if Woody's testimony were needed for, let's say, 6 counts of a multi-count indictment, why not just drop the 6 counts and just say, okay, my star witness for this particular portion is not cooperating and he's totally unreliable, and it's just not just for me to continue with these 6 counts. Why don't I deal with the other 54? Why try to rehabilitate it?
I don't think that they feel that way. I feel like they think that, and then also, you know, they want to get those videos in, and without his testimony, they can't get that evidence in. They want the jury to see those videos. So they're just doing what they have to do to get that in, and then leave it up to the jury to decide what's credible.
Gotcha. Now, I'm not sure how long you were in the courtroom, or if I guess when you were there, the jury was not out. The jury was not watching you. Is that correct?
I really don't remember. I did see the jury at certain points.
Okay. Miss Sylvia was there, and she's been in the courtroom for so long, and she's looked at the jury, and she came up on Friday, I think it was Thursday or Friday, and she was saying that the majority of jurors are not taking notes. Sometimes the jurors are talking to each other while the case is going on. Sometimes the jurors, have their head down, their eyes closed. Were you able to look at the jury and kind of get a sense of whether they were paying attention or not?
No, I wasn't. The moment was so heated that I don't remember. I'm trying to get home.
Were you able to go home after the hearing, or have you been here the whole time?
No, I went back home.
You went back, and then so you're back, but you're back here in Atlanta now.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Now you mentioned that the state needs Woody to get these videos in, and apparently there's 15, 16, 17 hours of these videos. Do you think that these videos are going to keep the juror's attention? All of these videos. Have you seen some of them? Just, the interrogation videos?
I mean, I've seen what was released previously. I don't know if you guys remember when it kind of went viral when they were first released.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, that's about all. Like I said, I have nothing to do with this case.
Mm-hmm. And you being a prosecutor and you being able to kind of tell maybe what's engaging with your jurors and what's not, do you think these videos are going to have the intended effect of really informing the jury, or do you think maybe the jurors, some of them are just going to fall asleep or tune out? Kind of what's your take as a prosecutor on presenting 16 hours of videos to your jury?
I would say that, I mean, of course, what we saw is very edited and short clips, but it really depends on what the subject matter is and how the questioning is going.
But you know what the subject matter is? It's these Woody interrogations. That's what it's about, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know what they're asking him. Like, how the line of questioning went. Is he being cooperative? Is he being like is right now, or what's going on? So I just can't answer that. I can't answer that. It just really is going to depend on, we only saw what was interesting or was funny. Mm-hmm. We didn't see all the hours. So I mean, unless it's like that the whole time, I can't imagine that how interested they be.
Got you. And shout out to Breezy F Baby, says she don't know Lee. God dang, stop backing.
He's trying to pull it out of you. He's like, come on. He's trying to heave it out.
I haven't seen it.
Too funny.
No, I feel you. Well, listen, I would love to have you come back when you are able to speak more. And obviously, I really appreciate the fact that you've taken time out of your day to come up, and you are one of the best sources of information on here. You've been in the courtroom, you've talked to the judge directly, you have a relationship with Ms. Hilton, you talked to some of the defense attorneys, you yourself were at this secret meeting. So you have just a wealth of information about this case. And we understand, we really do, why you are constrained to answer some of these questions. And I think that's totally fair, even though if I am trying to, get a little extra, little squeeze out of you. Right? But yeah.
We got Glanville in the chat now.
All right.
He's watching.
That is exactly right. They watch it. And I'm sure your attorneys as well would appreciate, you being real circumspect about this, at least until this hearing tomorrow. And then maybe, who knows, if it's tomorrow, if it's Friday, whenever it is. So I don't want to beat you up too much before my whole chat turns on me. But is there anything else that any observations or anything that you want to say to the chat or just to people out there, clear up any misconceptions about you and Miss Hilton being Soros, anything about that, anything like that you want to tell the people?
I mean, I just, my whole thing is it's going to play out the way it's supposed to play out, and everything happens for a reason. I don't know what that reason was, but I do believe that I was supposed to be there for whatever reason. I was supposed to be there, and it was supposed to happen this way. And I'm just thankful that nobody's being too hard on me, and because what people don't understand, you may understand, but it's a lot to have worked so hard for everything that I have, and then show up one day and be accused of being unethical, being accused of so many things, and then potentially being held in contempt for, things that you really just kind of I was just there, you know?
Yeah, you just showed up.
I just showed up. So at first, I'm not gonna lie to you, the first day after the first couple of days, I was, you know, in a place like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? But I'm definitely thankful that nobody's been too hard on me, and that, you know, every day people are supporting me, saying, you know, it's gonna be okay and everything. And I know it is. And that's all I have to say.
You got a lot of people rooting you on, cheering you on.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be in this chat tomorrow, like, go Kayla. Wow.
Yes. You mentioned one of your attorneys is named Gabe. And I remember an attorney named Gabe from this whole Fannie Willis, Nathan Wade trial, where I think Nathan's actually, it was kind of a situation like yours where Terrence, who was Nathan's law partner, was kind of representing him in the divorce. But then, of course, Nathan was doing all the work himself. But is that the same Gabe that was involved in that case that I think was talking to Terrence? Is that the same one, or do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Can you tell everybody if they're in a car accident or they get locked up on an ag assault, you know, where can they find you and how can they get in contact with you?
Well, yeah. So I have my Instagram, which is Bless Squire. And I also have the PI Princess. Both of those are my real Instagrams. I can put them in the chat or something.
Yeah, if you can put them in the chat.
My phone number is on both those pages.
Gotcha. And actually, they might not allow you to put links in the chat if that's what you're going to put. If you were, you could put it in the private chat, and then AV can.
Yeah, we put your Instagram there.
Oh,
gotcha.
Yeah, somebody put it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Jariel's Crazy World says, did you feel intimidated when you walked into the secret meeting, and did it feel like it was an atmosphere meant to make you uncomfortable?
Well, I can't talk about that.
Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it. I was like, oh, you almost had it. Great questions. Those are very insightful questions. And shout out to Kay Cooper, said, yep, Kay Cooper just followed you on Instagram. So y'all can follow Miss Bumpus on Instagram. And you mentioned how you have gotten so much support and encouragement. We over here have been behind you the whole way. So shout out to Miss Bumpus. Everybody loves you over here. Everybody's rooting for you. And everybody's supporting you. So we hope that you can come back. You'll be willing to come back when you're able to speak a little bit more freely. We all understand why you are, again, constrained in your communications about this case. And even being so constrained, you have given some very valuable information and insights about this case. So everybody write Miss Bumpus. Everybody write Miss Bumpus in the chat. And thank you so much for coming up. And hopefully you'll be able to come back. And you're always welcome to hit the link and come up anytime you feel like it. All right.
Thank you guys so much. And I will come back because I have a lot to say. I have so much to say.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank y'all for spamming Miss Bumpus. And thank you so much for coming up. And again, we look forward for you coming